eyewear, Versace eyewear, feeling like Top Shelf. Coolest 2 L's and rock bells, hot as Scottsdale, bombshell.
Hey guys, welcome back to Simple Media. Now, this is a segment that I like to call Simple Reviews, where basically I review a song, a mixtape, an album, or it may even be a music video and I just give my simple opinion on whatever it is I'm reviewing. Today's review will be of Lil Wayne's highly anticipated mixtape Dedication 6 Part 1. Yes, that's correct, there is still another part of the mixtape that's yet to be dropped, which has features from Drake and Future among others. Now, the first part was released on Christmas Day and has a total of 15 songs. It features Gutta Gutta, Hoodie Baby, Nicki Minaj, Baby E, Euro, Corey Guns, and Zoe Dollars. Track 1 is titled Fly Away.
I got Dracos, Ninos, automatic, that's my DNA. You can beat like Sugar Ray, TKO, OHH.
This is a remix of Kendrick Lamar's DNA, which was of course featured on his critically acclaimed album Damn. Fly Away being the intro of the mixtape, of course we have DJ Drama talking his ish before Weezy starts rapping as the beat drops. The intro was looped as DJ Drama was talking, so when the beat dropped it definitely got me hyped for what was about to come on the mixtape. It was a great way to start the mixtape and Wayne did his thing on that beat. The best part of the song was around 3 minutes in when the beat switches and he absolutely kills it there on end. My favorite line from him on this particular song was
Alone in a mansion, I'm Macaulay Culkin, thought about your coffin and started barfing.
Track 2 is titled Everyday We Sick, which is a remix of YF and Lucci's Everyday We Lit.
You know every day we drip, dripping wet Mercedes Benz, dripping wet in glazy clip.
This remix starts off with an acapella and he raps into the beat. His flow is pretty cool, not my favorite song on the mixtape, but certainly not the worst. It was rather short at 2 minutes and 40 seconds. My favorite line on this song was
You know that we take the kids, just like Freddie, Jason, it.
Track 3 is titled Boys to Menace, which features Gutta Gutta.
Shoot the gun with the left, I'm limping George Jefferson in all 7 minutes.
This is a remix of Lil Uzi Vert's For Real, which appeared on his debut album Love Is Rage 2. Gutta Gutta started it off and he killed his part. For some reason people like to sleep on Gutta and joke around, but he really has been killing every verse I've heard him on in the past couple of years, so props to him. Wayne started his part with the lighter flick and blowing smoke. Now if you know anything about Wayne, then you know what he's about to do when you hear that lighter flick. He ate up that beat, he really did his thing on this one. One of my favorite verses from him on this tape in terms of bars, and my favorite line from him on this remix was
Repetition, that's the definition, I'm a hot boy under air condition.
Track 4 is titled Eureka featuring Hoodie Baby.
Spent the mill of misdemeanor, miss my bro, this Miss Aaliyah, spending money like amnesia.
Now I believe this was a remix of 300 Pounds of Grew Up's single titled Tifus. The song starts off with a really high-pitched Weezy vocal. Not gonna lie, I didn't think it was him at first, but listening on it certainly was him. It's a decent song, decent beat, he flows really well on it, switching his voice in and out of flows effortlessly, and Hoodie's verse was great comparing it to his other work. I certainly liked his verse. And then what follows is that high-pitched vocal I was talking about earlier, which then ends the song. My favorite line from him in this particular song was
Spent some money on my legal when that money was illegal.
Track 5 is titled 5 Star featuring Nicki Minaj.
Got a Draco in a sofa, an Ego in a toaster, a Quelo in a chocha.
This song is a remix of Post Malone's hit single Rockstar. Nicki starts off with the first verse and she honestly spits flames on this track. She rapped like she had something to prove and she certainly had a lot to say. She touched on her up-and-coming album, at times seems like she was taking shots at rappers, and though I don't personally think it was specifically aimed at anyone, though people could speculate it's aimed at the 3 rappers that we usually speculate about. Great verse nonetheless from Nicki, and both Wayne and Nicki's verse were pretty melodic as with the original song. The hooks sounded rushed to me, but the verses certainly made up for it. The last minute or so of the song, Weezy goes into beast mode and then finishes off with a bridge. My favorite line from this remix was
I bought the AK with the knife, so the butcher came in, and Nina came in, her sister came in, what's her name?
Track 6 is titled Bank Account, which of course is the remix of 21 Savage's hit song.
I just popped the perk, another for dessert, I watched it down with Sir by Jilla Planet Irvine, it's the Captain Kirk.
This is one of the songs that he leaked early to build some hype around the mixtape, and it was flames from the first time I heard it until now. The beginning of the song I'm not personally a big fan of, but when he starts rapping he definitely spits some bars, and my favorite line from him on this song is
She taller but it's fine, together we 6'9".
Track 7 is titled EXO Tour Life featuring Baby E. This is a remix of Lil Uzi Vert's Tour Life.
1, 2, 3, triple OG, had the TOP, smoke a POT from a DOG to the GOD, got OCD and IOCD.
This is another one of my favorite songs on the mixtape. I definitely didn't know what to expect with this remix when I saw the track list because it's not really a song that you'd expect heavy bars on. I personally expected an auto-tune heavy melodic remix, but he really surprised me with this one. Baby E, who is one of Young Money's latest signees, did his thing. He was on the last verse and I think he's pretty talented. Definitely do check out his song Finessin' if you're not familiar with him. It was definitely great to see him shout out Lil Peep on his verse, may he rest in peace. This remix had many lines that I love, but if there was one that I had to pick as my favorite, then it would be
Smoking so much weed I might just fuck around and hug a tree without a bird. word, cause I deserve every fucking leaf.
Track 8 is titled Let 'Em All In featuring Euro and Corey Guns. This is a remix of Dave-E's single Phones Jumping.
My third eye give a sweet eyes, the bird's eye view keeps by, but I can get your wings deep fried.
This remix starts off with Euro and a dope verse from him. Euro has been down with Young Money for a while now and he's been proving himself lyrically ever since. Corey Guns has a second verse and boy did he eat up that beat. Corey is very underrated and he undoubtedly had the most standout verse on the song. Just wow. Weezy had the final verse and his verse was alright. I personally expected a little more from him, so it was a little underwhelming for me, but certainly not trash by any means. My favorite line from Weezy on this remix was,
the best things in life are free, not cheap, free C5.
Track 9 is titled Young.
I get the money, spend the money, then I miss the money, but it come right back, that's that frizzy money.
This is a remix of G-Eazy's dope single No Limit. The remix was decent, it wasn't amazing, but just decent. This was a remix that could be left off the tape, but there are people that love it. I enjoyed his first verse, but it didn't get any better from there. He was just, I guess, having fun on the beat. My favorite line from him was,
it come back round and round again, yeah, that's some dizzy money.
Track 10 is titled New Freezer featuring Gotta Gotta. This of course is a remix of Rich the Kid's hot single New Freezer.
Make me walk around like hunchback diamonds, so bright on my one hand, gave off 5 fingers of suntan.
This was a short remix, just a little over 2 minutes long, but then again I think the original song wasn't that long either, but I could be wrong. Gotta Gotta had the first verse and again his verse was good, no disappointments. Wayne had the second verse which was also the last verse and he ate up that beat as expected. This was one of my favorite remixes. I was really looking forward to hearing Wayne on it and he delivered. My favorite line on this remix from Wayne was,
get out that Chevrolet, jump in this better rate, I know you see the doors open like heaven gates.
Track 11 is titled What's Next featuring Zoe Dollars.
Sipping up, I pissing up the drown, twisting up a pound, high as fuck up in the truck on clouds, y'all so underground.
This I believe is an original song and is the first and only original song on the mixtape. Track 4, which was Eureka, was also thought to be an original, but it was a remix of the song Tifus. Lil Wayne starts off this song with some decent bars, but the best of him, pause, comes out towards the end of his verse. It was, I guess, a gradual build up to the point where he was spitting some of the best bars on the tape. Dollars had the second verse. This song has no hook, so it went straight to the bars. Now, I'm not too familiar with his music, but he did kill his verse. Certainly no disappointments. My favorite lines from Tune in this song was,
turn depression to aggression, got an obsession for expression.
Track 12 is titled Blacking Out featuring Euro. This is a remix of Jay-Z's The Story of OJ.
Talking about a war, that's a combo at the bar. Wait, drugs in the Bronco, start the motherfucking horse race.
This was the second remix Wayne released a few days before the release of the mixtape, along with the Bank Account remix. Euro starts off the remix and I'm sure we'll all agree that he spit some top class bars on there. I mean, he hasn't disappointed at all on this tape and his skills are impeccable. Wayne of course has the second verse, which was also the last verse. In this remix he had me from start to finish. I just loved how he started his verse.
Right nigga, wrong nigga, dope nigga, ill nigga, rich nigga, polo nigga, house bigger, bills bigger.
He continues throughout his verse with straight heat. This is also one of my favorite remixes on the tape. I have many of those. My favorite lines on this song are,
tattoos, black skin, red eyes, blonde hair.
Track 13 is titled Suwoo. This is a remix of Black's Problems.
Suwoo, that's my little baby, that's my little baby.
Now this remix is alright, I'm not really a huge fan of it, but I will say it is more catered to his female fanbase. It's an autotune heavy remix because of course he's singing on it, and my favorite lines in this particular remix were,
vroom, vroom, I'm gone, she waiting in bed for that part 2. Skirt, I'm back.
Track 14 is titled My Dog featuring Hoodie Baby. This is a remix of Lil Baby's single My Dog.
Money talking more than Brian Gumbo, too much shit on my mind, I need a plumber. Made love to a horn, change my number.
Hoodie starts off this remix with a decent verse, kinda short but I really liked it. Wayne takes over the second verse and spits for over 2.5 minutes. I'm really glad he remixed this song because the original song is one of my favorite songs currently, and both Hoodie and Wayne didn't disappoint. Wayne's extra long verse was dope and it was just a sick remix. Really not much more I can say. My favorite line from Wayne on this remix was,
0 to 100 to a mil, from nothing to something to a big deal.
Track 15 and the final track on this mixtape is G-Eazy Sneakers. This is a remix of Kodak Black's Roll in Peace.
I got her legs up like the Omega sign, and I know she rolling cause I check the ties and I check the eyes. She a little rough around the edges fine.
What a great way to end the mixtape. He did his thing on this remix, nothing too lyrical but his flows were just dope. He made it seem so effortless. This is one of my top songs on the tape, but there were some very questionable lines on there which I don't really want to touch on this video. That being said, my favorite lines from this remix were,
I'm a legend like Socrates, bitch. I aim at your collard green, bitch. Bada boom, bada bing, bitch.
Damn, this was kind of a long review, but it was definitely a great mixtape by Weezy. Better than D5 and for sure better than D4, which I personally believe was underrated. I'm not too sure if I'll put it above D3, but that could be argued, making D6 one of the top 3 best Dedication mixtapes. I certainly can't wait for part 2 of Dedication 6, titled Dedication 6 Reloaded, which is rumored but not confirmed to be released on Valentine's Day. All that aside, I'd love to know your thoughts in the comment section below. I hope you enjoyed this review. If you did, make sure to give this video a thumbs up. If you're checking this out on YouTube, make sure to subscribe and check out all my previous videos. I have all my social media links in the description below, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.